Hey, um, Merry Christmas to anyone who celebrates it. Happy holidays to who doesn't. Um, I'm literally recording this on Christmas. You know it's gonna be going up in however long this takes me to talk. Plus the whole processing. Anyway, first things first, I do have one story that I just want to give a warning for. I this is really stupid. I set up a thing, because I'm not gonna remember to put like a timestamp anywhere for people to skip. So I built a circuit. So when this is on, that will be your warning that if you're skipping, do not watch that part of the video. And then I'll have like 5 seconds on each end just to give people a chance to, so it doesn't have to be perfect. And I will actually count the 5 seconds out loud. So like if you hear me counting, then you know it's on either end and you're good. So okay, I had to look up how to pronounce it. So the warning for the one story today is for emetophobia or amoebophobia. Because there's the British and American way of pronouncing it, and I checked both. I probably said it wrong either way, because I just checked it like 5 seconds ago. More than 5 seconds ago, I've already been recording for a minute. Okay, I checked it like 2 minutes ago then. Go with that. I checked, said it like a handful of times, and then I started the camera, so. That is the warning for the story today. Like I said, I will turn the light on when that starts. So, so I know I've said before my sister's home, so that's been fun. We were gonna be home for Christmas anyway, but now we have to stay home because, so my mom works at a daycare. I'm 90% sure I've mentioned that before. So one of the kids came in with the flu, so now she's sick. And with my aunt having a baby and Auntie being in her 80s, like, it's not a good idea to be around the rest of the family, especially those two, with someone sick. So my grandparents came over yesterday and they brought some food that they had made for Christmas Eve, because we were going to go to dinner on Christmas Eve, but again, weren't able to. And then it was gonna be dinner at my aunt's house for Christmas. We weren't gonna be going to my aunt's house either way, but we were, like I said, we were supposed to be there for Christmas Eve dinner. And we ended up having that at home. So we were brought Christmas cookies and some of the food from dinner, like that was made. They also brought packets that it's like extra vitamin C, so that's great. Okay, this is the main story. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I should probably keep this held up. If you are staying for the story, hi. So my sister is vegetarian, and I'm only saying that the best theory we have, it is important information. So my sister and I, we were rewatching a series on YouTube. We went to go get dinner, and my mom and I were having chicken nuggets. My sister had made a wrap with hummus. So my chicken nuggets were done. I was sitting next to her. We were watching the video, and she started gagging. And she didn't like feel nauseous or anything. And she was gagging. She ended up throwing up. I looked away, like, immediately, because, like I said, this is why I gave the warning before. Because I know, like, for my mom, even talking about it will make her nauseous. So it's like I wanted to just gloss over the whole thing until I actually got to the story. So, like, it wasn't bad. She wasn't sick or anything. Like sick of, like, an illness. Like, she was fine afterwards. It's just, a bit of a scare, honestly, because, just, like, what happened, like, you weren't feeling sick, and, like I said, the theory is, so, my sister has had a pretty bad gag reflex since she was a kid. I forgot about this. So, the theory is now that she's vegetarian, with me sitting right next to her with the chicken nuggets, just like the smell of the meat right there ended up triggering that, which is why she didn't feel sick, but she still threw up. So that was great. So, our mom was in the living room and kind of heard, because I guess my voice was raised, like, a little bit, and I was like, maybe it's like, I don't know what's happening, because I'm looking away, because I don't want to, no. So she asked what was happening, and I had to keep it brief, because she has the issue with the whole thing. So, like, my sister cleaned up. Thankfully, she said it was mostly water, which, great. She ended up spraying, like, air freshener in our room. I sat in the living room with my mom while she took a shower, and after we went back to watching YouTube, it was fine. So there was a rule that, like, we couldn't bring food into our room, which, fair, because I don't always do it, but since we were watching something, that's why I did, but I also completely understand why she was like, nope. So, like, when I got a snack later that night, it was chips. I was like, is it okay if I do? And my mom was still, like, anxious about it. She said no, which, fair. And she had said, like, probably, like, ease up on it, as long as you don't make a mess, obviously, which we weren't. Like, ease up on it once, like, the anxiety calmed down, so, like, the next day we're probably fine. But yeah, no meat in the room while my sister's home, apparently. Even she was confused by it, though, because she said, like, she sat near people who were eating meat as part of a meal, and it wasn't an issue. So, yeah. That is the end of the story. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Welcome back. Anyone who skipped. So, hopefully that helped. Because then, like, because then it's not like, okay, what's the timestamp, and then I have to place the timestamp, and then people have to find the timestamp, or I have to tell people where to find it. So, I figured that was easier. Because if you pause the video and then you can just, like, double tap to skip forward, then until, because I held my hand up for counting, so I until my hand's up. So, sorry, I talk with my hands a lot. I'm not that sorry about it. I already know I do it. Probably noticed it by, it's not even 10 minutes and I keep doing it, so, like, people probably knows by now. So yeah, these are my Christmas pajamas. It's a skeletal bat. That and then just black pants. So, I love the shirt. The only thing I'm sad about, so my dad had bought the shirt as a way to, like, help with the pajamas. He bought the wrong size. Because I tend to wear my clothes, like, a size up. So I did 2 up. I don't know exactly. So I don't know the actual size I wear. Like, not size I wear. Like, the size I need because I wear my clothes bigger than I need them because I like them baggy. Especially my hoodies. I love my baggy hoodies. Because I have them ordered in my closet from favorite to least favorite. And one of the baggiest hoodies I have is the first one, like, in the thing. So yeah, this was supposed to be a large. My dad bought a small. So I can wear it. It fits, but it's not as loose as I like my clothes. And I told my mom, and she said, like, oh, I could replace it, but I kind of feel bad about that. So because I can wear it, this will be a pajama shirt for this year. Next year, you can just buy this in the right size as a Christmas shirt for me, which I was cool with. I actually got some stuff for Christmas because I had a little bit of money because she was sad that her stocking was going to be empty. So my sister and I picked out just a few small things. It's, I don't even know how long it's been a thing, but it's been a thing to get a small thing of Band-Aids based on the person's interest for Christmas as a stocking stuffer. So we had found Mickey Mouse ones, like the classic Mickey Mouse. Well, it was Mickey and Minnie. But the front of the box was Mickey Mouse. So she really loved that and just got like small things of candy because she has a massive sweet tooth. Because like the one thing, it was Sour Patch Kids, which she really likes. Got a box of Sour Patch Kids. I think it was $1. So yeah, small things of candy are thankfully cheap and make good stocking stuffers. Which I don't know how they, like, what's that? They get, but my grandparents would always put candy as stocking stuffers. But it would always be in everyone's stocking, so I don't know if it would actually be a small thing because it was between everyone. So, I'm trying to get my brain to work. I've been very tired. I don't know why, but I've been very tired. Oh, there's a Christmas party at the karate school. So that was, honestly, it was crowded. There were a lot of people, and the school it's just a large room. And even then, like, it was a lot of people. Because a lot of the space is taken up by the mats, and then there's the chairs for the parent area. So in the end, there wasn't that much walking space, unless you want to walk across the mats. But that wasn't completely an option, because there were a fair amount of kids there. So there were kids, like, running on the mats playing, which they were actually told not to do. At least to, like, be careful, because there were people walking around, and we only have so much space. Honestly, what I ended up doing, because besides, like, adults, there wasn't anyone from my class except for one person. So what I ended up doing was the person over there, I'm friends with her. She's the friend who I went to support for the black belt testing. Oh my god, it was 2 weeks ago now. Because my voice, I didn't do this last week. Yeah, I was talking to her. because we both like some of the same anime, so we ended up talking about that. This is a completely random thing. I just remembered because I was looking for a bookmark because there was a book I had gotten that I started reading, and I found it on my bookshelf. So I got it was stickers for My Hero Academia, which is one of my favorite animes. So it was like, oh, there's 4 sheets of stickers. They doubled the sheets. So was 2 that were together, and then it was 2, and they were the same thing. So because she was also a fan, I actually gave her the other half of the stickers. So we ended up talking about that. Not the stickers, just My Hero Academia. Not the point. Just, like I said, I remember the stickers because of the bookshelf and because I was looking for the bookmark, and yeah, this is how my brain works. It is very entertaining my sister being home because I have ADHD. My mom has ADHD. My sister very likely has ADHD. So all of our brains just do that constantly. So the 3 of us bouncing off each other causes a lot of chaos. Except we can follow the conversation. What was I originally saying? The Christmas party. I was talking to her. So later we were sitting, okay, so the one type of target they have at the karate school are called Wave Masters. So it's like a punching bag, but it has a base, so it sits on the mat instead of hanging from the ceiling, which is cool because then they can be moved around. So, like, if you only need 2 lines, you can just roll them out onto where you need them on the mat. Because a lot of times they're just rolled against the wall otherwise, because they're heavy and they take up space that, like, especially if you have a big class, like, you need all the space you can get. So one of the Wave Masters was near the wall, so it kind of created a corner, even though it wasn't actually the corner of the wall. So I'm going to call it a corner, but it wasn't technically a corner. I just wanted to clarify that. So for the entirety of the Christmas party, we were sitting in the corner talking. So honestly, that was fun. The only time we got up was because, like I said, there were a lot of people. So there was a long line for the tables where the food was. So we were going to wait to grab food until the line was shorter. But then her mom came over and dragged her to get in line for food. She's like, hey, you should eat something. So it's like, well, if you're getting up, I'd rather stand in the long line with a friend than stand in the long line alone. So that was the only time we got up to get food and then to get rid of our plates afterwards. Her mom made mac and cheese. It was really good. Because anything that was left was just whoever wanted to take it home. So like, she was holding the mac and cheese because it was in like one of those foil pans. So she just folded the foil pan over, which was a little weird. I'll be honest. I guess the foil that was on it was lost or something. I don't know. Or maybe it was more practical because there was just not that much left. I honestly don't know. But yeah, she's just like holding the foil pan, asking if anyone wants it, and I really liked it, so I was okay with us taking it home. So we took home the mac and cheese. I had it later. I had some later that night because it's delicious. Yeah, I had mac and cheese. Someone had like a fruit platter or something, so I grabbed some grapes and I grabbed brownie bites that we had brought the brownie bits. You know, like the small round brownies. It was like those are really good. Okay, so that was the Christmas party. It was very hard to hear. I'm gonna be honest, because like I said, there were a lot of people talking. And then at one point, people started singing Christmas carols. So, yeah. So we just sat in our corner. It was very nice, honestly. I don't remember how we had actually gotten on the topic, but we ended up talking about ships. And neither of us, like, actively ship characters in MHA, but it's like, hey, these are ones we could see. These are ones that don't make sense. So that was interesting. So it sounds like I mainly talk about this stuff with my sister. And her and I are a lot alike in some ways that it's kind of scary. Obviously, we're not the same person, but sometimes it seems like we might be. That's probably an exaggeration, but... Oh, the book that I got. More talking about anime, because I love it. I love it so much. This one is for Jujutsu Kaisen. I got the official character guide. And it's really interesting, because now I have the MHA character guide and the JJK one. JJK Jujutsu Kaisen. I just want to clarify that. So, the MHA one is, like, there's cards for the information about the characters, and, like, there's a stat thing in the corner. It has their hero name for the pro heroes and the students in the hero course. And, like, there's some panels from the manga, so it is interesting. The JJK one, again, I haven't actually read that one, so I'm just gonna go to the first one. So, picture about the character name and some Q&A with the creator. You cannot see that at all. But it's Q&A with the creator and some panels from the manga to support some of the answers. So this was fun. And then the next page, because this is the main character, so there's a lot of questions, is even more Q&A for that one character. And then same thing. Information, Q&A, turn the page, more Q&A. So that's really, I'm really happy about that, because it's a character guide, but I like that it's different. But the one thing I was really hoping for, and I did read it, but I don't really remember it. I don't remember the table of contents, and I really hope there's a breakdown of their curse techniques, because that is my favorite thing. I love curse techniques in JJK, and I love quirks in MHA. And you get at least a short breakdown of their quirks in the MHA character guide, so I hope it's similar for the curse techniques, because the curse techniques are so cool. Like, the second character that I shared, his name is Megami. So, his technique is called 10 Shadows. So, he can create Shikigami out of the shadows. So, he actually makes shadow puppets. So, I want to make sure I get the name right. Okay. Because the one that he uses fairly often are dogs, but depending on how it was translated, the name is actually changed. So, the character guide and the fan wiki says divine dogs, but the English dub of the anime is demon dogs. So I call them demon dogs, which I guess is still technically correct, but I just wanted to clarify that, because I couldn't remember which one this said. Yeah, there's the divine dogs or demon dogs. I don't know how to say that. I guess it's new? I don't know. N-U-E. Giant bird that has electricity. It's very odd. Great Serpent, Toad, Max Elephant, Rabbit Escape, which is just a lot of rabbits, because they are a very good distraction. And the other, well, I know what the domain expansion is. I don't know what the Wells Unknown Abyss is. Either it's something I haven't seen yet, or I know you can create like a small shadow and store things in there. That might be what that's called. I honestly don't know. This is stupid, but something I'm really proud of. I can actually make 2 of the hand signs for the Shikigami. So the one is for the demon or divine dogs. It's this, which I actually tested. If you hold this up to like a flashlight, this does look like a dog. The other one is for the giant bird, which you just take both your hands around. See, I was doing it like this, or like this, so kind of like a butterfly, but you actually like put your thumbs together. I don't know why I'm so happy that I can do that, but I learned I could do it, and I got really happy about it. I think the hardest one is honestly for the ones I can do. The other ones are harder. I think the hardest one of the ones I can do is the demon dogs, because it's sometimes annoying to just like split your fingers like this. Because like, do that, but like, you can't always split your fingers, if that makes sense. That probably makes no sense. That probably makes very little sense. What if I can do it the other way? Here? Yeah. It is annoying, though. And it's not as easy, like, you're doing this. Or just, like, opening your whole hand. I'm probably making no sense. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Yay. Woo! But yeah, I love curse techniques. I should probably stop though. But something I like about the fan wiki is there is an entire section that is a breakdown of their curse techniques, and it is my favorite part. So like I said, I hope there is a breakdown, because I really want to read it from the, like, because this official character guide versus the fan wiki, which, give or take whether or not it's reliable. I mean, yes, there are sources cited, which is typically either episodes of the anime or chapters of the manga, volumes of the manga. I think it's volumes. To be perfectly honest, I don't. A lot of times it's actually the reference is the manga, not the anime. Well, I guess it depends on what page you're looking at, like what fandom and blah 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 blah. There's a lot that goes into that. Probably a lot. There's a lot that I don't know. I just think it's cool. I thought this was gonna take me 20 minutes. I've been talking for almost half an hour. Just one last thing that I thought was just funny. So, now I mentioned the thing about, like, getting the Band-Aids, as a stocking stuffer. My mom had gotten me, because she found some that she thought I'd like, but they were expensive for such a small thing, like, for a small box of Band-Aids. So, she found cheese ones. They're literally shaped like have you seen, like, I feel like it's thing in cartoons where it's like the triangle slice of cheese. The box is just that as a Band-Aid, and I love it. Because she wasn't sure about it, but was happy that I liked it because I saw it and I just started laughing. Because you got me cheese band-aids. I do like cheese though. I should eat something. I'm hungry. We ended up having Christmas cookies for breakfast. And that, I think I ate breakfast at like, I want to say like 10. So, I'm hungry. I should really grab food. I heard the microwave and that. That's what made me real. I was like, oh yeah, I haven't eaten. I am bad at self-care. Like, I can be good at it, especially if I have like phone reminders. But generally I am not great at it. Oh my god, I started sparring. I don't remember if I mentioned that in the post I made last week. I probably did. I'm not gonna check. I may have. But I started sparring, which, honestly, what sparring is, and I'm just clarifying, because I told my aunt that I started sparring, and she thought that I was practicing with wooden weapons. Which, no. That would be a weapons clinic. That's a different thing. Sparring in this case. So, you put on the sparring gear, which is a lot of padding. There's a padded helmet with a face shield. You have to wear a mouth guard. There's, like, padded shoes. The bottoms are mostly open. I guess so if you do a kick, then you can protect your feet. There's padding on your shins. That's your shins, right? I think that's your shins. I hope I'm correct about that. And there's padding on your chest, so upper body. So, and there's gloves. They kind of remind me of like streamlined boxing gloves. I have this sparring gear in my closet, but I don't feel like getting it. My closet is right there. But then I have to take the bag out, and then I have to like take out the pieces, and like you have to put it in a certain way to make sure it all fits nicely. So I don't want to ruin that. But I started sparring. So what you do, you put on your sparring gear, and it's matches with 2 people. So when you're told to start, you attack each other. You punch and kick each other, and when I've done it, there have been 2 instructors there, so there are 2 judges. So one of them will say stop, judges call, and will point in either direction of who like actually got a hit. And if you hit the other person, you get a point. But there's also, apologies if I'm doing the like hand signals wrong, because I saw them once. There's also this. So I think it's here means excessive force, and then in front of your face means you didn't see anything. So this did happen a few times. Thankfully, this did not. So, sparring is weird, because I don't, like, it's not like I hate it or anything, but it's odd, because I'm used to punching targets, punching the Wave Master, so inanimate objects, not a person. And even though, yes, the person is wearing padding and they will be okay, it feels weird. Especially since the first time I sparred, I was sparring against a friend. The same friend that did black belt testing. And the same friend that I talked to at the holiday party. I have other friends at karate. It's just been the same person lately. I don't know why I felt the need to clarify that. Like, I don't know. Yeah, the first time we did sparring, she kicked me in the stomach, a few times because she couldn't hit me in the face because my mouth guard wasn't fitted yet. So, headshots were not allowed. Well, I was allowed to hit her in the head. She couldn't hit me in the head. That's how that works. Because she had a mouth guard. I did not. It didn't feel fair, but it's fine. Those were the rules. I didn't hit her much anyway, because I was afraid. Because, one, I didn't want to hurt my friend. Two, I respect her. I love her as a friend. She's a little scary. Because, like, doing karate, like, she's so intense and, like, so into it that it's like, oh, that is a bit much. I was a little afraid of her when I started, I'm being honest. But, like, I've worked with her, like, when we've done partners before, and it's like, I do understand, because I'm not as much, but I feel like sometimes me a little bit. So, like, I do understand. The second time I did sparring, it was, counting me, 4 people. So we all ended up sparring against each other by the end. So there was the same friend from before. There was someone, she was originally in the kids class, and then she got her junior black belt. So she was moved up to the adult class. She's good. Like, I'm just completely blown with that. She's really good. Just like in class in general, because I have worked on self-defense with her before. I was less afraid sparring with her, because she wasn't as intense as the other 2 people who were doing it. So I was still, it's like, oh, I don't want to hurt you, but at the same time, like, I was less afraid. Also, probably helped that, like, I am slowly getting more comfortable with doing the sparring. The last person doing it, was taller than all 3 of us. So, yay. And again, like, more intense in class. And the thing that threw me off the most, so something that I have been doing, I mean, I've only done sparring twice, but I tend to resort to punches, because that's the thing we practice the most. So I normally end up doing jab or cross. Sometimes I'll do a kick, and it's just like, again, a simple kick. And a very similar thing with a friend that I was sparring with, she'll kick more, because she's actually working on making her kicks faster. So she'll kick a lot during sparring. But again, she does simple moves. Same thing with the other person who was doing it. Again, she was doing simple moves. But the last person was doing, like, spinning kicks and stuff. And it's like, how do you have, like, the processing to do this in the middle of a spar? Like, good for you. But I don't understand. So it was I don't know how to say it besides, like, a fancier kick. And it's like, I don't understand how you have the brain processing to do anything besides simple moves. Because you are the only one. And then something else was interesting. So I don't remember a lot about the sparring matches, because unfortunately, that's not working today, apparently. Unfortunately, my memory is not the best. But I do remember, because there was still, like, the rest of the time in class, once we had all sparred with each other, we had done it again, but it was a game. So, still 2 people, but every time someone landed a hit, according to, what the judges said, then you would tell the other person one body part that they could not use to attack. You could still block, because honestly, that wouldn't be fair. Like, because obviously like, if someone's throwing a kick at you and you were told you couldn't use your front hand, you're no longer allowed to block that kick in the easiest way possible. So I am glad that that was not the case, because that would make things a lot more difficult and a lot less fun. Because it's just the simple, oh, you can't use it to attack, then you might have to get creative, depending on what you're told you can't attack with. So, honestly, it was fun. So, it's better against the third person I talked about. It was interesting. So, like I said, I resort a lot more to punches. And also, I'm just going to be completely blunt, I did not get hits according to this list. So, and honestly, I'm okay with that. It's my second time sparring, and I'm well aware of the fact that I am still, like, kind of scared. Because it's like, I don't, like, I know there's kind of, but, like, I don't know exactly how much force to use, which is why it's good to practice. So I'm still getting comfortable with it, so I'm not upset about it. But the sparring, it's, I guess, 3 rounds. So that means with the game, with me continuing to not get points, that means I lost the ability to attack with 2 different limbs. So the first one was my back leg, which was very strange considering the fact I wasn't using my back leg at all. Like, when I did kick, it was with my front leg, because those are the faster kicks. And the, like, faster and oftentimes simpler kicks, which was all the brain processing power I had at that point. The second one was my backhand, which, fair enough. But, yeah, it was really odd, the back leg. It's like, you use your back leg. I do not. You have not affected me at all. And then, when I had sparred against my friend, because it was the second time me sparring with her, she knew for a fact that I resorted to punches a lot. So, I don't remember which one it was first, but after the 2 rounds, I wasn't able to use either of my hands to punch. So, I had to attack with kicks, which resulted in a thing where we had kicked each other at the same time with the exact same type of kick. So that was great. And I think by the end of that, the call was, didn't see anything. So, like, couldn't tell. So, that was great. But also, I did like the game. The only thing is, I hated how, because with the padding, like, you get very sweaty. So, I didn't like that. And, like, the mouth guard felt weird because I'm not used to wearing a mouth guard. Because I don't do sports. Like, the most, like, sport I did was cheerleading. And, obviously, we did not wear mouth guards, so. Sorry. Yeah, it is getting kind of dark. I opened my window because the lamp on wasn't quite good with the way I was facing, but it is getting dark. And like I said before, I am hungry, so that's kind of it. Anyway, so stay safe. Have a good day.